Hello, Cynthia here. Welcome back. Today I'm actually doing a art journal layout. I haven't done one of these for a little while. I seem to be busy scrapbooking, but I was working on a page this morning, which I just showed you a moment ago, and I used some pink paint on it, and I wiped the excess off onto this page here, and I thought, yes, this page, I think the background's done nicely, so I thought I'd pull it out and actually turn it into a page of some description. So I thought I will try to dull the background down a little bit with a bit of gesso, but yeah, a lot of the background stuff is obviously watercolours and other mediums that run again once you put other medium on top of it. So I put a bit of gesso on, made all the colours smear and smudge, and I quite like that. And now I think, what am I going to do with this page? Because I don't have a clue where it's going to end up. But I pull out a few stencils and decided that I'll use this stencil, and it's around about this stage, possibly this stage, I think, maybe I will be able to make it look like raindrops. And so I get out some modelling paste and then some blue acrylic that I have, and mix a little bit in, but end up being a lot darker than I anticipated. I do love this acrylic, this paint. It's absolutely, or is it called acrylic ink or something it's called? It's, the colours in it are just so vibrant, it's beautiful. So I deliberately try not to mix the colour in too much. I want the white and the blue and to be a bit chunky and different colours. So put a little bit there, then I've put all the excess over on a spare piece of paper off the side. And I'll use that at some stage, either on a scrapbook layout or some way in my art journal. And I pull out this girl, and it's at this point that I've decided what I'm going to do with the page. So I think the dots look a little bit like rain, and the background possibly looks a little bit like it's, misty rain looking off into the distance. You have that white haze to it. So I'm going to have a girl standing in the rain with an umbrella. So I pull out this stamp and use some StazOn, and now pull out my Inktense pencils, and I love these as well. Probably my favourite mixed media product that I have. And I'm going to colour this girl in. It takes me a little while to get going, and I find the best way to use these pencils, and I don't think you see me doing that, is I dip the pencil into a little bit of water and dip my brush into some water, and then I just dip the brush onto the end of the pencil. And you'll see me doing it here in a moment. I didn't start off doing it this way. But in a moment you'll see what I mean. And then the colours come off really well onto the page. So I'm using 3 main colours for her dress. I'm using, a couple of, here I go with how I was talking about. So I just dip my paintbrush into the water and then just touch it onto the end of the pencil, and that's the best way I find to use these. The colour comes off really well. So I go through and I colour her all in. I pull away in a minute. I just let you see a little bit here, and then I just show you the end product. There she is, all coloured in, looking very pretty. Grab out some stamp. a stamp, and once again it's just little textures, and I think it's also going to make it look like raindrops movement in the background. So I just stamp that throughout the page, just here, there and everywhere randomly. Very subtle, you don't see a lot of it. You see it up in person up close, but it doesn't stand out initially. So one of the things I initially, what I was trying to do is to make some nice crisp white on the page, and nearly every art journal page that I do where I want to put crisp white, it never works. So here I am, I use this stencil here, dots, which I think once again will look like rain, and I'm trying to make it nice and bright and light. But in the end, it always soaks up the colour of the background and they end up lean. There they are. Blue dots. See, I'm just showing you there. Didn't stay white like I was hoping they would. So I pull out white gesso again. Thought maybe I'll try that. And start dumping big blob streaks on to get some whiteness in the background. I think that some of this stayed white, but once again a lot of it took up the colour of the background. So now I've decided I want a umbrella, so I have a look through my art bits and pieces that I've cut out to see whether I have an umbrella, and I just store them in this Thickers album, and I'm just going through these bits to see whether there's anything there. I've just cut these out of magazines and papers. Whenever I see something that I like, I think I might use, I cut it out and put it in there. Couldn't see anything. Then I pull out my Frankie magazines and I rifle through those to see whether there's anything, an umbrella initially, but then I decide, look, I'll just draw an umbrella and cut some papers out of the colours. These magazines are gorgeous. There's so much just pretty little things you can cut up and use in your art journals. So I just picked these up from an op shop, 50 cents a magazine. So I was happy with that. Here I am drawing my umbrella, trying to figure out how an umbrella looks. How's everyone been? Everyone been well? Managing to do a bit of arty stuff? Today is Easter Sunday, so we've just been to a friend's house for breakfast, and the kids all had an Easter egg hunt. So that's a bit of a tradition we have. For the last 3 or 4 years we've gone around there, and it's always a fun morning. And we've just walked back in the door, and I'm going to do this voiceover before I'm going to head out and wash the car. I shouldn't vacuum the car. Here we go. I initially think I'm going to trace and cut, but then I realise I might as well just stick it straight onto the paper and cut around my little template. And I absolutely love the way this page turned out. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a little sneak peek and how my heart was singing with joy. It was just so pretty. It's a beautiful layout. Just love the colours and how the background's sort of, I don't know, blur and a little bit muted if that's possible in a sense, and then the girl and the umbrella's just so bright sitting on top. I like it. So I flipped through all these magazines. I do think I cut away at some stage and just find the colours that I'm looking for. I want to stick with the reds and purples and yellows. So I have cut a yellow out there. You see one of the sections is yellow, but I changed that up in the end. I find that's a little bit too bright from what I'm looking for. So I switch it out for something a little bit more muted. There we go, I'll put that one in, and that just leaves me one to go. Can't remember what colour I'm looking for, but I'm deciding that's a nice yellow, and it's got some nice streaks and textures in it. If I cut a small piece out of her hair, it'll look quite nice, but I don't. Here we go, this is where I switch out that yellow, so that this text, it's a faint yellow with text on it, will look really good. So I trim that one in, and there you go, I've found the last piece as well. I'm trimming that up, and I think that's quite a cute little rainbow, not rainbow, cute little umbrella. Just defining the edges and the seams with just a black pen, and I pull out my pen and also do the same around the girl, just to make her edges a little bit more defined and she stands out a little bit more on the page. So that's what I'm thinking, and I quite liking the way this is coming together. Now I've just got to do the handle of the umbrella, and this bit I'm not over impressed with the final result. Couldn't quite just figure out to look quite right. I like it enough, but it's not perfect. Then again, it's not meant to be perfect, is it? Here we go. This is where I was saying I've just grabbed out my posty. No, what are they called? P-O-S-T, I don't know, something or other. A pen that's writes over paint and everything. And I trace around the girl and the umbrella just to define the edges again. And now I'm thinking about how I'm going to get these to stick down, because there's quite a fair bit of texture in the background with the modelling paste, and glue her down with some of this medium here, gel medium. Once again, try not to let the background colours smudge too much onto the girl. She's come off a little bit. Got a little bit on her face, but I've managed to wipe it off. And then I just need to back this handle, so I put a bit more gel on here and glue it onto this blue handle. Blue paper, and cut it out to use as the handle. It's coming together nicely. Still not too sure exactly what quote I want to use, so I do go away at some point and go to the good old Pinterest and type in search quotes for rain, I think I did, and I just found one that I thought would suit this picture or this layout, this spread. There you go, I've put that down. Use lots of gel medium just to make sure it sticks nicely. Try not to let the colours bleed too much onto it. So I had these little bits of doily in my journal, and I thought I would try to use them in the journal somehow. And I've decided that I'm going to stick them down and use them as clouds. Once again, I like the fact that they're white, and I'm hoping that, you know, it'll give that nice light white brightness to the page, but you guessed it, they take up the colour of the background. So it's not too bad. They do stay white, but you can not as nice and bright as I imagined they would be. End up being a little bit more subtle. And I get out my white paint pen towards the end of the layout and go over them in with the white paint pen just to try to make them stand out a little bit more, and that does help a little bit. So there are my clouds, and I think they look quite cute on the page. Just want to tuck that one in under the umbrella. Don't get it quite straight, but I'm happy with that. Just use my paintbrush, dry paintbrush, to push it down in between all the cracks of the modelling paste. Grab my pen and decide that I'm going to go around the edge. Oh, this is the white pen, isn't it? I'm putting highlights on here. And I don't normally do this step. I've been seeing it been done in other videos, and I like the way it looks, but the couple of times I've tried, it looks like this white lines and they look really obvious. But the more I did, the more I really liked it, and I'm really happy with the way they turn out. They look good, if you ask me. And so now I decided I want to jazz up that handle a little bit, and I put some white dots all over the handle of the umbrella. And I think I either went around the whole image, the umbrella and the girl, either with the white pen or the black pen. Here I've just grabbed the quote that I chose, and I've used the label printer to print it out, and it just says, wherever you go, go with all your heart. I think that was, I quite like that quote, considering we're going out in the rain and in the storm, and you know, just saying go out, and if you've got to go out in the rain and the storm, well, do it full-heartedly and enjoy the ride and live life to the best. That's what I was trying to come across here. So as you know, all through the spread I've been trying not to smudge the background inks too much, and it's around about here I thought, I might try to deliberately spread some of those colours around a little bit more. So I pick up some of the purple, the bright purple down the bottom, and there it is. I decide to splash that around the page a little bit more, give it a little bit more colour. And I do the same with the bright blue. I put some of those around the edges too, just to give it that little bit more of a vibrant look to it. And you probably didn't see me doing it at any stage, but I've also put a strip of washi down the side of the page just to help frame the image and the page and to keep the page that little bit stronger. Here I am going around the whole image with the white pen, which once again I think gives it a sketchy look and makes it pop off the page just a little bit. And I've pretty much come to the end of this page. I don't think I do a great deal more. I've got my pen. What am I doing here? Oh, I'm writing the date. And this is where I grab my white paint pen out and just go over the doily and brighten up the doily. And that's the end of it. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this process. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions at all, leave me a comment and I'll try to answer. Bye.